All right, we're live. What's up, Roger? How you doing?
What's up, Parrott? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. It feels like so long since last Thursday.
Indeed. I feel like we've been talking for the past few days. Like, when's Thursday going to get here? And it's here. Here it is. And we
Here
have
we are.
so much to talk about today.
Yeah, there's been a lot that's happened over the past week.
I feel like
happening today and tonight.
We're going to get to all of it. We're going to get to all. We have 10 topics laid out and ready for today. I feel like we have to start with origin stories, though, right? We released
the first episode.
First interview. Fuckrender came on and was awesome. Just a lot of takeaways, a journey through his career start, a journey through a lot of his artworks. Even I like some of the tangible stuff that he threw out there about overcoming anxiety and, you know, how he worked through that, how he processed his work during that, some of the insane art that came out of that phase of his life, and, you know, some of the stuff that some of the tools that he uses today.
Yeah, it was all super interesting. I love how open he was about that. I have issues with health anxiety myself, and I've had panic attacks, thinking I've had heart attacks in the past and stuff. Like, I totally get that, and it's great knowing that you're not alone in that, and that it, you know, fuels creativity in a way.
Definitely. It's fun. You know, a couple of years ago, it was much rarer to talk about that kind of stuff. It was almost like a scarlet letter. You know, it's like, do I want to say that? I shared on the Fuckrender interview as well. Like, I had a significant years-long phase of my life, which was like racked with that. It's cool that we've arrived at an era where we can throw it on the table. You know, I can see some of myself in you. You can see some of yourself in, like, it all kind of goes around, and it puts everyone at a little bit more ease, knowing that they're not alone.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man. But okay, so with that interview, I want to apologize to somebody today. I want to apologize to our boy Giannis, who is just an insane contributor and builder in the community. And somehow in this interview with Fuckrender, I missed talking about the super rare Genesis piece, Rejuvenate. So, Giannis, I got you. Here we are. Let's talk about that.
Up. I'll screen share that right now.
Because it sure was a great entry into super rare some months back. Screen share coming.
Oh, my screen share just crashed.
All right, no screen share coming, but hey, here's the deal. It was minted 3 months ago and sold 3 months ago from Fuckrender to Giannis for 15 ETH. It is a crazy piece of art. Some just trademark flowers, some slithering snakes. There's a lot going on. Man, hats off. That's a great inception piece to have collected, and couldn't have happened to two better people, artist and collector.
Yeah, it's an awesome piece. I'm glad we get to talk about that a little bit right now.
Yes, indeed. And I guess maybe from there, it goes to the insane fire that occurred on the Fuckrender secondary markets this past weekend, specifically surrounding the open edition Repressed from his first drop. One moment, there were several sitting, so it was a 56 edition open edition. One moment, there were 56 sitting out there, several at the $225 level, and what felt like the literal next moment, they were going for $1,500. It was crazy fire. Mad Dog Jones got in there and bought two. Yep. And we were talking off air just now, crypto art in general, right? The wild, wild west feel to it sometimes, how things change not only in a day, you know, a day is a week, right? There's a week's worth of stuff that's happening in every 24-hour cycle now. But man, how much can change even in an hour or two it'll leave you speechless sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast the market can just get a hold of something, spread, and then everyone just FOMOs in so quickly.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of hype, obviously, and rightfully so, around his next drop. He has dropped in interview and in plenty of other places now the word Fuckrender verse, and we can leave it just like he left it at that in the interview. We can leave it at that for now, but there's a lot to look forward to February 11th on his end. But hey, man, that's not the only thing that's caught fire on the Nifty Gateway secondary market. There's so much going down. Another one is Beeple. Politics is bullshit. A lot has happened on that front. A lot have changed hands, and just another one that's escalated in price very quickly.
Cool. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties here. I'm gonna jump out of Google Chrome real fast, and I'll be back in like 30 seconds because it's glitching out on me.
Do it. Do it.
All right. Hold the crowd. I'll be right back.
I got you, Parrott. Good time to note for anybody who's joined us for the broadcast. If you want to drop in some comments, some live questions, we did take some questions prior to this. We're going to get to one of those questions next. But if anyone wants to fire in, say hi, or ask anything on the spot, we'd be more than happy to do that. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take a question that Natalie was awesome enough to drop. And here comes Parrott coming back into the broadcast. What's up, Parrott? Just in time for Natalie's question, which was talking about people rushing now to buy old Nifty Gateway drops. It seems like there's a run on past drops. We're definitely seeing people go back in time to those July, August, September drops of top artists and snag a lot of those pieces. And we saw a big run on one, Natalie, this morning when powerful Max Stealth came in and AB as well, and just eviscerated the Tommy Wilson, like all of his baseball, basketball pieces, just absolutely swept that market off the table.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we're having a really big incoming of new collectors to the scene, and they're looking back at the history. Max Stealth, obviously not a new collector, but I think it's in the same vein where I remember when I first joined the NFT community, there was Trevor Jones Picasso Bowl, and I forget the original price those sold for, but if you look at them now, they're very expensive. And I think we'll start to see that trend happen a lot more with a lot of people's first drops and early drops as they become more valuable and more collectors come in and look back and they're able to see, oh, like look at people did this drop back in November. Trevor Jones did this drop back in June, and Tommy Wilson did this drop. I don't know exactly when he dropped it, October maybe. And
several, yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll see a lot of that happening. I'm a fan of it. I think it just creates more excitement in the space and is a really bullish signal on the whole NFT movement.
Yeah. So, hey, Parrott, are you screen shareable? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe I can try again. This happened to me when I was streaming on Super Rare the other day too with Zonted. I tried to do a screen share and then Google Chrome just like froze on me. I might need to start doing these from Firefox and plan that in advance.
It's all good. But what I was going to suggest is what might be kind of fun is to go to Nifty and blitz that old marketplace, and maybe you and I could offer a prediction of an old artist or a drop that is going to get a run on it soon.
That could be fun.
By the way, fun note: one of the first pieces, it's listed as the second drop. I'm not OG enough to know the history as to whether it happened on the same night. I think some people do refer to it as the first drop, but it's listed again as the second drop. But the Chris Cyborg pieces, the UFC MMA fighter. Right. So there's 250 of those base pieces of the Chris Cyborgs. And I ran into an account on Nifty. I forget the name of it, but one account has 60 of the 250 Chris Cyborgs. It blew my mind. It was just a scroll fest of rows of Chris Cyborg. That was pretty sick to see. And I mean, listen, I think it almost doesn't matter. I mean, it's a great piece, but it almost doesn't matter the artist. Anything that is first Nifty drop, I just feel like it's destined to not only hold its value, but most likely significantly appreciate over time.
Yeah, I think so. One of my guilty pleasures is going back through like Nifty accounts and just seeing people's collections. Like we were talking about the unnamed account, literally named unnamed, who bought like 60, 40, 50 of the Justin Roilands the other night. It has like 20 of the Beeple like bull runs and into the ether. It's crazy, like looking at people's accounts and being like, wow, they like are so bullish on this space that they're just stacking right now.
Stacking. Yep. And it's interesting. I mean, hey, if you have a strong opinion about something, hey, I think people have borne it out before that it's not a bad strategy. In fact, in some spots, it can be a game-changing strategy to do that. Like if you have a vision for something, if you have a belief in an artist, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff to do. I'm seeing some fire around Micah Drew Johnson. We talked about, so it's part of that like baseball player artist community.
Yep.
You know, a little maybe alpha for some people. I don't know if it ends up turning into alpha, but regardless, let's just say it. His piece, one of his pieces, the Dansby Swanson piece, who's a baseball player, I believe still plays for the Atlanta Braves. But anyway, there are still editions that you can grab now, right off of the drop. I think I saw a couple
Alpha Leak.
I saw a couple people minting those. And again, Dansby Swanson, you know, I'm a Phillies fan, so Atlanta Braves, whatever. But but Micah Drew Johnson, shout out to you and to Tommy Wilson, who we just said Max Stealth just absolutely smashed everything that was on the secondary market there, including like $6,000+ Jordans. Like he wasn't just sniping off small pieces; it was just bananas. I was watching that, sitting at the kitchen table this morning at 6 a.m. watching this dude just crush Tommy Wilson.
Dude, Max Stealth is an animal.
Animal. And then I guess just to wrap that discussion, what else do I see that could end up coming back in fashion? You know, it's interesting. You do see some of these artists who have clearly jumped over to super rare, almost singularly, don't seem to have any plans, like have maybe more of a belief in single editions now than multiple editions, like Alicio, right?
Sure.
We had shouted him out last live stream, and I think it was the drop. He's doing quite well. I haven't heard anything, and I don't know if he's ever planning on doing like a drop again with multiple editions, but he has one drop with some multiple editions. That's a pretty cool one to take a look at.
Where's that one at?
On Nifty. He's got the one.
Right.
Yeah. We got Edward send some fire. Thank you, Edward. We got the freight train in here. It says RD pumped repressed right before I tried to grab one. Yeah. So we gotta clear something up. Like it's very clear that I'm the biggest fan of Fuck Render there is. Okay. I believed in that dude these $225 repressed were on that market for weeks. Like, it's not like I heard something in my ear and just like ran to my computer or phone and just like mashed the buy button. Like this dude's work has been out there for quite some time. There were some hints there was some.
He's been dropping mad hints about something coming up.
Yeah, and so I put the story out there on Twitter. I said, listen, I'm on vacation. So I was on vacation, over the weekend with the family. I had a free moment. And I'm literally just like thinking about art because I guess it's all I can do these days, right? And I'm like, I gotta check this out again. Are these editions still out? That they were, and I'm just like, boom, 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 and then things went absolutely apeshit. Yeah. And Freight Train says, I know, I just realized it too late. I got you. I feel you. I've heard a couple people in the same boat. I get it.
Yeah, I was like, Roger, you gotta let me know before you buy anything from now on.
Oh man, yeah, it's funny. It's just funny. Again, goes back to how quick things happen. Appreciate all you both do. Only love here. Only love right back to you, Freight Train. And we got Euphoria in here. Alexi, yeah, seems like Alicio is going for ones only. So okay, so it seems like it's verified. Maybe even more of an alpha leak to jump back in there and get your hands on an edition or two. Wink.
Yeah.
Wink. Good stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about scarcity a little bit and kind of what do you feel like as a collector? I have mixed feelings about it. At first, I was really into the idea of scarcity. Now I'm a little bit more in the middle where I can really see the value of both sides of it. But as a collector, what do you look for in that?
let me make it clear. I think everyone's got to chart their own course, right? And I have nothing but respect for someone who says this is me and I'm sticking to it and it fits with my ideals and end game. Like that's it. Yeah. Much respect. Whether that means you release thousands of something or whether that releases means you release one of everything. Cool. You got my support regardless. But from a collector perspective, I do like someone who gives opportunities on both ends of the spectrum. I do respect, and we've seen different artists approach this different ways, right? I'll give you a couple of examples. We have the Beeple $1 editions, right? Sure. Obviously, like most of us miss out. There's a ton of people who want them, fastest finger competition, but it's still cool that you do get a shot at a $1 Beeple. Sure. Mad Dog Jones did the same thing for his past release, not the most recent one, but the past release. He did those 2 separate editions of the phone booth for I think it was $1 each. Yep. And then we talked about this last live stream, but Peter Moerbacher over on Maker's Place did 100 angels for $10 each. Yeah. And then people were able to actually get multiple angels in that release, which was cool. I like that. And I don't think it depends on the artist's style, right? It depends on their style of work and their perspective, but it just gives a lot of people an opportunity to get involved. And I appreciate that. So anyway, boil it down. I like a blend. I like trying to hit everybody and then trying to maintain exclusivity. And I almost feel like if you do a little bit of the trying to hit everybody through those strategies I mentioned, it doesn't take anything away from the exclusivity of your top pieces of art.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page with you there. Like what I like about the open editions and the cheaper ones is like I have like, I'm not really a collector. I do collect art, but I'm mostly an artist, and I'm by no means a whale or crypto or anything like that. So like the fact that I can have a Fuocious, a Beeple, a Justin Roiland, a Pac, a Trevor Jones, et cetera, in my collection is really cool to me, and there's no way I would be able to afford a one-of-one by them. As awesome and exclusive as that is, I'm glad one-of-ones exist so people can own a one-of-one. I think that's important for collectors and the market as a whole. But I also really like being able to like build my little humble collection with some of my favorite artists out there and still feel like I can get like a little piece of the pie.
Yep, I agree. We're on the same page, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting a little piece of the pie, or in this case, well, you did get a little piece of a certain pie, but other pies that neither of us could even come close to getting pieces of happened within the Justin Roiland drop. I called it a drop that broke my literal brain. We got to look at the bid history, right? We got to look at a bid history. Let's start with that, shall we? Before we get to like the overall magnitude of it, I just want to start with looking back at the insanity that occurred in the auction piece, the Smintons.
The Smintons.
Okay. Before we say, if you're not aware of what happened, mega drop this past week. Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, co-creator, right? Of Rick and Morty, or creator?
Yeah, co-creator.
Co-creator of Rick and Morty. Huge cult following show. A lot of mega fans out there, and drops a number of different pieces of art. There's a couple auctions, and the Smintons is a one-of-one. And, the bidding starts out by, funny enough, someone named Minimum Bid. And the minimum bid in this case is $14,999. Okay, cool story. Like, we knew that Justin Roiland was going to, do super well and
sure,
no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Well, right after that happens, Mr. West Coast Bill comes in. And remember, the first minimum bid is $14,999.
That's a solid first bid, by the way.
It's a solid opener. It's like
a lot of times you see $300 as the first bid. Someone sneaks in there.
It's like, let's get this party started. Right, exactly. Much respect. Then West Coast Bill comes in and he's like, nah, I'm good with $188,137.
That's a whale.
You saw that. We're like, boom. But then, get this. Unnamed comes in and is like, nah, it's not going to do it. And they end up going toe-to-toe, and Unnamed takes the Smintons for $290,100.
Ridiculous. Absolutely.
Very one of the crazier things that's happened on Nifty as of late. And hey, we got Tommy Wilson in here. Love what you guys are doing here. Fun to listen to your insights. The man, Tommy, you are one of the only people, I guess now along with Alicio, that we've shouted out twice, once on each live stream. And today, for really insane reasons, congratulations on that run on your past stuff. I've been trying to get in there and get one of your Mike Trouts. Love your work. Maximum respect, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So nice. We got a shout out twice.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's smooth, Parrott. How about you? So why don't you take over in terms of, because you knew a little bit more about Justin Roiland than I did. That's an auction piece, but you actually acquired one of the others.
Yeah, I got one of the presentations. I believe it is called. And yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of Rick and Morty. I like the show. Great show. I'm not by any means a super crazy fanboy of the show, but I do respect it and enjoy watching it. And I think this is a great example of some, pop culture really starting to infiltrate the NFT space. 6 months ago, this would have been unheard of by any means. And now we have, one of the co-creators and animators and creatives behind one of the biggest television shows in the past 5 years. With Rick and Morty, like, their fan base is so strong. I don't know if you remember when they released that like collab with McDonald's for the Szechuan sauce.
No.
So in one of the episodes of Rick and Morty, Rick goes on a rant about the Szechuan sauce, which apparently was promo for Mulan when it came out in the 90s. I don't know when the movie came out, but they did like a meal, and so he like time travels in the episode and goes back and finds the Szechuan sauce, does a rant about it, and people made that into a meme really quickly, and up to the point where McDonald's was like, okay, we're gonna do like a limited release of the Szechuan sauce, and people went crazy. They were like, there's videos of people just like not rioting, but getting real high feet in McDonald's after going after the sauce. I saw listings on eBay for this sauce for a lot of money. And it just goes to show how much power and like really like cultism is behind the Rick and Morty brand and how much people follow it. So it was almost a no-brainer for me to grab one of these pieces. I still think we're so early into the NFT space that even this drop is early, and the amount of collectors and people involved in the next few years, I think we'll look back at this drop and be like, oh, I want to buy some, Justin Roiland pieces.
And that's a cool bit of history. And by the way, Parrott, your video is lagging for me a little bit. Just FYI. I don't know. Okay. There you go. But it just goes to show, like, if you know the history, right? If you know the backwork, or if you have the backwork on something, like, that story is a powerful one. If something has the community to take a run on McDonald's, to one, for McDonald's to notice you, right? Yep. Two, for them to want to do something like that, and then three, for it to get the type of reception that it got. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is, and I think like, I understand why these pieces went for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I, don't have any of that kind of money to throw at those pieces, but I understand why people who do have that kind of money threw that at it, because some of them were preliminary sketches for Rick and Morty before conception and stuff, and it's a piece of history in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there was that debate raged, right? And I think typically now when drops do so well and the dollar amounts are so high, the debate rages, and some people love it, some people like it, some people are neutral, and some people don't. And you kind of get it from multiple different perspectives. But I think the one thing that's very clear is that if someone was a fan of Rick and Morty, I don't think anyone was upset. Right. I think everyone got it. I think everyone appreciated it, and everyone, as we see, rushed in to buy it. I think a lot of the, maybe some of the negative commentary came from those who were outside of the Rick and Morty community. Maybe didn't get it. Maybe looked at it as like, hey, that looks low effort. That looks like it was just slapped together. But to speak to your point, it's the story. It's the preliminary sketches. It's the, what came to
Exactly.
life as a show that, someone was a huge.
Yeah. I mean, you hear about the stories of Picasso paying for dinners by just signing a napkin or doing a little doodle on a napkin. Mm-hmm. And I think this is kind of the same sort of thing where, like, yes, the art could have been more fleshed out. Yep. Yes, it could have been, a specific scene he created for this drop or whatever, but it's, as much as I hate to say this, it's not just about the art here. It's about the story. It's about the narrative. It's about the history and what those sketches became and how it affected pop culture in a huge, huge way.
Yeah. Here. We got a lot of money. Says it's live now. We appreciate you. We're going to talk about you in a few.
True that.
But before we get to that, while we're on the Nifty Gateway bandwagon, why don't we move from the crush fest of Justin Roiland to a crush fest that is happening tonight in 2.5 hours, and that is our guy Bill Ellis. Let's talk about it.
I'm hyped about that. I've been following Bill's work for a few years. Before I even started doing 3D art, I saw his stuff on Instagram. It's beautiful. It reminds me of fine art. I think it's and another thing about him is he uses skulls so much, but he's like the skull dude. Like, I see so many people ripping off his style, everywhere. And he's like the OG of that style. He's made it his thing. And I think the drop tonight and the pieces he's presenting is a really good example of what his brand's all about. It looks awesome. You can tell he put a ton of care into what he's putting out. He really thought about it. He's treating it like it's, going to a museum and it's a gallery showing, which I super appreciate. I really do appreciate when artists really put their heart and effort into something to, it feels like it's rewarding the fans in that sense, where it's like, yes, I want to support this. I want this to do really well because of how awesome the art is.
No question. And I don't know if you saw it, but there was that promo of there are 9 sculptures involved, and we'll get to the breakdown. We're going to give it to you just in case you're not aware of what's going on tonight, but there are 9 sculptures, and Bill had lined them up. It was a 3x3, this beautiful promo of all of them just right there. And it's an impressive sight to behold. Impressive. And by the way, I have verification from the man himself. If someone out there is savage enough to collect all 9 of these sculptures, Bill's going to drink a bottle of whiskey with you on Zoom. So
I heard about that.
I think that's verified. But just to break down how this is going down tonight, there are 2 open editions. Actually, it's pretty cool. There's 2 short open editions for $250 each. That's a very accessible way to get one of these beauties. There's, of course, a one-of-one auction. And then the predominant portion of the drop are 6. I'm sure these are going to be in high demand and fly. Hopefully not too many bots in the mix tonight, but there are fact of the game right now. 6 pieces, 10 editions each, $666 each.
Affordable, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. For what it is, no doubt about it. I'm not telling you which one I'm going to try to win the fastest fingers competition for, because I'd like to win that fastest fingers competition. And I can tell you that I'm 99% to lose it. And so
you don't want to skew those chances anymore.
No more. Keeping the 1% open. So yeah, good stuff there. Well, I don't know. Anything else catch your eye there?
With his drop tonight?
Or I guess with the drop in general, we should probably give other shout outs. What else is going down tonight?
Let's see. We got the Yonat Vox.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly.
There's a puzzle in there. I saw something about. I've been so busy today, I have not been able to dive into it, but
yeah,
it's worth checking out. She's doing some sort of a puzzle challenge. I think there's only going to be one winner, but it's probably worth looking into.
Cool. I love stuff like that. I love that we can do that kind of stuff in the NFT space where there's like, going back, maybe this is jumping forward in our schedule a little bit, but with the Hodas PlayStation piece that he just put out on Super Rare, which Space Station that just went out on Super Rare, and I think the auction reserve was hit. You were saying?
it has been hit. So the I think it's RNA collection.
Yep.
Right. They shout out indeed. Big, beautiful collection of art. They put in a 4 ETH bid. That means reserve has been hit. And so that is right now in the last window, the last auction window for Philip's piece. And it's pretty amazing. And were you drawing the connection for the puzzle?
Yeah. He posted on Twitter the other day. He was like, there's some secret message in this art. First person to find it gets a print. And I was staring at it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, shit, I don't know. And then it turns out it was a Morse code message. There's, a bunch of sound effects and this beeping going, doot, 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 doot. And someone figured it out and got a print. And I love puzzles, hidden messages, even as simple as like a QR code hidden in. Pac's a great example of doing that with I think his last Nifty drop, where I think Gavin Shapiro actually won that puzzle that Pac put out, where I wasn't paying super close attention to it, but I think you download the art, put the layers in Photoshop, and blend them together, and it presents a QR code. Mm-hmm. Love that stuff.
It's great, and actually, it's funny. Did you know that Philip Hodas was announced as the winner of that?
Yeah, I saw that first, right?
Yeah,
and then it turned out to be Gavin.
Yeah, exactly. But then I did see, and it's awesome that the love just keeps going around. But Pac had then shouted out Philip Hodas on his Twitter, which was nice to see, and sent some fire his way, well deserved fire. And I guess Parrott, my man, I guess we should probably just keep rolling with that topic and spoil. We're gonna drop this at the end, but let's go with it now. Next interview, ladies and gentlemen, out next week on Tuesday morning is going to be Philip Hodas.
Yep. Super hyped for that one.
Yeah, same here. You know what? He is a great guy. We talked about his art, Space Station. There's the plug. His secondary market on Nifty Gateway. It's another one that's been heating up. We've seen a number of his dead meme skulls. Speaking of skulls, right, with Bill Ellis. That's all the synchronicity up in here. Yeah. But it's another secondary market that has really picked up some steam over the past week to 2 weeks. He is involved in the drop this weekend with the esports brand.
Huge.
So, what I was going to say is he is a great guy. Like he is so charismatic. And I hope everyone sees Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning, there you go. Interview is going to be out, but I just want to give him a shout. Like he is such a charismatic and warm guy. He's got like a good sense of humor. He's a good storyteller. But yeah, nothing but good things to say there.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that interview. That's Fuckrender and then Hodas is just a great lineup so far, man.
So far, so good. Origin Story's getting it done.
Yep.
Let's talk about you, Parrott.
All right, let's talk about me.
Big news bulletin this week came through on Twitter, and why don't you just take the mic?
Cool. All right. So yeah, it's a little more public now. I can talk about it a little bit more. Some stuff I have to keep on the DL, but me, Ferocious, Jonathan Wolf, and Odious are all working on a big project together for Nifty. Coming out in about a month and a half, I'd say. Ferocious moved up to Seattle a few weeks ago. And so we've just been kicking it really hard and conceptualizing this project in person. So we're able to like really do a lot of things that if we weren't in the same physical room, in the same space, we wouldn't really be able to do. So I can kind of show a little alpha leak right here.
Coming on.
Yep. This is not a representation of the project, but just shows the potential of what we're working with here.
Yes.
With our 3D printer, we're going to do some really special stuff with that. And I'm just super, super pumped.
Man. I hope you will keep dropping alpha leaks along the way on these live streams.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, come watch the live stream for alpha leaks.
We'll give you all we got, man. Hey, I'm excited for you. I saw, I think it was Ashley from Nifty's post,
Yeah.
right, with the visual of the 4 of you or the 5 of you on a call of some kind, and I saw the figure in there, and
Yeah.
man, there's some good people, good artists, great artists involved in the same project, so you know it's going to be fire.
Yeah, I feel really lucky to be included in all that, and I think we're going to bring a lot of value and try to change the game up a little bit with how these NFTs do their thing.
I believe you will. I can't wait to see it, man. I know nothing. I'm like, hey, can you tell me? No, can't, not yet. It's not time.
Not time yet.
Let's talk about our guy, A Lot of Money.
Let's do it. Yes.
So speaking of, so Philip Hodas has got on Super Rare the space station auction that's wrapping up within far less than 24 hours now. So get on that if anyone wants to fight out RNA. Sorry, RNA. don't mean to steal your spot there.
Your spot.
Yeah, sorry about that. But then to get to A Lot of Money, also our guy has an auction going on right now. Actually, that is ending even sooner. That is ending in
an hour, right?
An hour. Yeah, just over an hour. Let's talk about the mechanics of that, because I personally hadn't interacted yet. So let's give some shout outs, because were you familiar with, I got to get the name right. Scene House. So it's, let's see here. Let's get this right.
I'm not super familiar with that yet.
But here's the thing. When you click through, it's like, one, Scene House is pretty cool, so it's worth checking out. And by the way, for everybody, so our screen share is down, so roll with us. We got you, but roll with us here. But if you pull up on your end on your browser, Scene SEEN .house HAUS, and then you click through, you should see it right away. It's the A Lot of Money 1 of 1. It's a wood carved collector's card, a 1-of-1 edition. It's a cross between A Lot of Money and Sushinobi. Shout out to you as well. Pretty sick, man.
Yeah, really sick. I love physical collectibles with NFTs. I do think that's the future. Digital art, obviously, with NFTs, also the future. but being able to pair it with something physical, like, really adds to the collection value, I feel like, at least until we're fully immersed in the metaverse in the next 10 years.
Yep.
I love it. I want to say he used some kind of laser printer etching tool to create this. It looks beautiful. And another synchronicity, actually, one of the kicking off factors for me and Ferocious to purchase our 3D printer and, dream up of this idea was seeing A Lot of Money printing out a glass crane piece that must have been like 4 or 5 months ago now. A Lot of Money posted on Twitter this beautiful 3D printed piece of glass cranes art. And I said, damn, that's really cool. This is possible.
Mm-hmm. And the inspiration keeps going around, right?
It's going around, yeah. Yeah, so shout out A Lot of Money there.
Yes. So get involved. It's got the card's cool. It's kind of, you see the wood collectible box. It's actually looks like 3 pieces of carved wood, and you have, of course, the NFT, which is the A Lot of Money card that is rotating around. It's cool. It says A Lot of Money, Death Rattle, triple the value of your A Lot of Money collection. What if that's true, Parrott?
I don't know. What if it's true, man? Current high bids only 6 Ethereum right now, which is pretty good deal for just any A Lot of Money art. I think that's a great deal for, and this comes with a collectible. Great deal. Get in there. Auction ends in about an hour.
And I think, and it's also the last thing is, and by the way, we have no relationship with Scene House. We just love what A Lot of Money and Sushinobi are doing. Also, the winner receives what's called 750 Scene tokens. Each token's worth $2.24. So that is over $1,500 worth of Scene tokens. So
instant rebate.
Not bad. And A Lot of Money's in here. What's up, man? Thanks, guys. First time trying physical plus NFT.
You nailed it.
Looks like it. Yep, nailed it. Looks like a good place to start.
Yeah. Awesome work, man.
And then while we're on the A Lot of Money topic, we got something cooking, Parrott. You got something cooking with. Do you see Rare Boards post this week?
I did, yes.
So Rare Boards is the game. So how do I frame this? Let me do them proper. It's NFTs that can also be used as games, and they brought to life even beyond what I thought it was going to be. So I own the dartboard. So shameless self plug. But
you own a lot of money, Dart, right, from his Nifty drop.
Yes. So the board, when I went into that auction, I thought two things. I thought, one, a lot of money's the man. So like I'm going after this thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other thought was I was really interested in the angle and the tie-in of, this is a playable dart game, right? It's one of the first playable NFTs that I'd seen, right? Yeah. Certainly the first playable NFT on the Nifty Gateway site. So I thought, I don't know much about Rare Boards, but that's a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward, post getting the board, Rare Boards blows my mind and puts the post out and says, we pulled in a bunch of art from Roger Dickerman's collection and check out this room. And it's a room that they're hosting, right? So it's not like in Crypto Voxels or in Decentraland, right? They're hosting it. Looks super clean. Sure does. And by the way, you can play darts in there. You can play darts in there. There's some darts in cases. There's a lot of money art on the wall. There's some other cool stuff on the wall.
I saw Beeple's art.
Beeple's on the wall. Yeah. Ferocious is on the wall.
Yeah.
Slime Sunday's on the wall.
Yeah, it's like an art gallery, just like you'd see in Sonium Space, Crypto Voxels, Decentraland, except it's Rare Board's own thing. You can walk around in there, look at all the art, walk up to the dart board, and then interact with it and play a game of darts, which is great. I'm all for usability in NFTs. I think game assets are going to be a huge sector of NFTs, and how the crossover is already happening with art. I love it. I'm super bullish on usability in NFTs.
Man, I couldn't agree more. And speaking of usability in NFTs, the thing we have cooking is a dart tournament.
Yep.
We're gonna be working in that room. We're working on setting up a dart tournament. So everyone, please keep your eyes out. We got some cool stuff coming there. Rare Boards. We're talking to Rare Boards, and we're going to set something up. But essentially, it's going to be a chance for all of us, everybody. Hopefully, all of you can come, get in that room, throw some darts, have some fun, talk some smack on Twitter, whatever we want to do that night. But we will have some details forthcoming as to what you can expect. But you probably expect that to drop in 2 or 3 weeks time at this point.
Perfect. It's gonna be so much fun, dude.
Yes.
It's like a social gathering, where we can like all hang out, and that's what I love about like Decentraland Crypto Voxels, when there's events there and you like see everyone in the same space together virtually, and it's like it brings the Twitter sphere like a lot more personal and closer together. And
definitely,
I just love all that stuff.
I agree. It's like you get into this community, and a lot of the community is, of course, on Twitter. It revolves around a lot of different Twitter threads and Twitter conversations and Twitter DMs and everything. But man, when you get in there, it's just it's a phase that I don't know how long it'll last. Of course, you hope it lasts forever, but is it good right now or what?
Yeah, it's great, man. The community is like, as fast as it's growing, it still seems so small and personal. Like I recognize names every day on Twitter, and it's like I just feel close to everyone.
Exactly.
I think as the space evolves and blows up, hopefully we could retain that initial circle of people who kind of risk their art and their time and their money in this, and
emotions.
Yeah. Built friendships. Yeah, it's a beautiful space. It really is.
Yeah. Speaking of, is NullCon, is that emotional?
I want to say yes.
Yeah. How about that tie-in right there? But I hope it is. If it is or isn't, shout out to NullCon and emotional. And if you're the same person, we'll double. Yeah. But yeah, welcome to the party. And then a lot of money said Sushi Nobi did so great. We agree, absolutely. And then DNE Low added the address again, scene.house, SEEN.HAUS for that a lot of money auction.
And I want to say that's Mr. Bones on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Shout out. Thanks for swinging through and watching.
Definitely. So what else, Parrott? We had 10 items. We have 10 items, maybe a few extra minutes here to just spitball. But what else is on your mind, man?
Oh man, I don't know. I've been so busy lately working on these projects. It's hard for me. Like I haven't had that much time just to sit back and think about stuff. You know, I'm hyped on the Bill Elis drop tonight. I'm hyped on what else is coming up on Nifty that I've seen. I'm trying to rack my brain here. There's been some names dropped and stuff I'm looking forward to for sure. We both know of something happening in February on Nifty that's going to be really huge. Can't leak anything out yet, but you probably could figure out if you go on Twitter and look around a little bit.
Yep, exactly. That's the other fun thing about the community on Twitter, right? I mean, you really put your time in, you can put some pieces together before big things happen.
Yeah. I mean, and those can be seen as investment opportunities to collectors too. Mm-hmm. And I think that's already happening a little bit.
Definitely is. Let's do something fun. Let's go to let me throw some stuff at you. I'm just gonna roll right up to the Nifty Gateway activity feed and let's see. We were actually talking, I think it was actually off air, which is why I'm bringing it up. But we were talking about like, the 24/7 nature of this beast right now, right? That it's just going. So you can go on any time of the day, any time of the morning, wherever you are. And there is stuff flying around. Like we said earlier, 6 a.m. I'm sitting at my kitchen table on a computer watching Max Stealth go buck wild. And it's fun. So let's go. Let's activity feed. What can I throw at you here? How about the speaking of pieces, the alpha leaks. It's not an alpha leak now, but it was an alpha leak. I guess it's too late now. But there's an artist, Recode. You familiar with Recode?
I don't believe I am.
It was an earlier drop. I don't know, to be honest with you, if there's something planned, if someone knows something, but there were 8 to 10 recodes available. Oh, what's up? Ferocious is in here. What's going on?
What up?
So there's like a whole bunch of these recodes that were left to be minted. And somebody, again, I don't know if there's something planned. Someone else got an alpha leak, but bam, they got taken out right quick. Yeah. I think Illustrator snagged the #1 edition from somebody, and all of a sudden I'm scrolling down this live activity feed right now and I'm seeing recodes getting resold.
Yeah, it's cool art. I see Simon Taylor got one. Shout out Simon.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I love how, like we were talking about earlier, like people going through looking at these old drops, seeing what's kind of untapped and what people might have missed out on. That is gonna hold value. It's gonna be a moment, like all this stuff pre, pop culture emerging is gonna be like it's like the first wave, like, and it holds value just by being part of that narrative.
No question.
And it's sick, super sick art too. So
super sick. I love the touching of the graffiti wall, and then the hand absorbs the color, right? Yeah. And again, sorry everybody, our screen share is down today, but bear with us. We're doing what we can. Primal Cipher. One thing that I personally have been quite surprised by is the open editions that Primal Cipher released. He did 3 of them. So he called them Outrun exclusives. There was 1, there was 2, there was 3. I think each of them sold for $500. If you watch those, they are awesome. They are well done. And there was early on, there was limited action. And now I'm starting to see some bids pick up for them. And shout out Primal Cipher, deserves that. As far as open editions go, that's top of the food chain in terms of effort put in. And Outrun exclusive 3 is my favorite. So if you want to watch one, that would be my recommendation. Check that out. It's high quality. I do not own one. It's not like I'm not trying to pump anything.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. He has such a recognizable style too. and does a great job just merging the metaverse and the crypto with the sci-fi aesthetics. I love his work a lot.
Same. One of my absolute favorites. Plays to my comic book adolescence for sure. He has that. Yeah. He has that look. It has some of his stuff has that look to it.
I agree. Yeah.
Another person I want to shout out is Olive Allen. A sneaky stuff on Nifty Gateway. I am seeing little tidbits of people snatching up some bears, and I've seen some piece of somethings that have been going around. Like, it's just kind of percolating in the background. Everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Olive Allen. There's a super rare editorial that I released just over between 1 and 2 weeks ago on Olive Allen. Amazingly diverse artist. So it's cool to be scrolling through these feeds and see these little drops of people, getting involved. Speaking of old drops, right?
Yeah, she's great. Love her art.
What? Oh, another Recode #1 sells. How about that? Oh, is that the one you saw, Simon Taylor? You said that.
Yep.
Another #1. So now Illustrator has one, Simon Taylor has one. Both
avid collectors.
Yeah.
I would trust their bets in this,
Absolutely. What else, sir? What else catches your eye?
Oh man, I thought the Justin Roiland drop was cool, where if you collected 3 of the presentations, you got an automatic The Message, which was like a secret NFT, which is cool. It kind of drives up people's or at least the collectability of that art, where people are hoard it a little bit more. Helps the secondary market and stuff too. Like, I bought one of the presentations and did not see that if you got 3 of them, you get another piece of art. So I was thinking, ooh, maybe I should go and get 2 more of these real quick, which I did not, but I think a lot of people did after the fact. After buying one, then hit the secondary market and grab 2 more to get the message piece. I think that's cool.
I like it a lot. It actually, that exact drop mechanic drove me bonkers and led me to do that for an old Twisted Vacancy drop. He did the tarot cards.
Yeah.
It was like, I forget, it was like if you collected 8 of the 11 or 9 of the, some high number of the 11 tarot cards, and you were one of the first 3 to redeem that. Boom.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I just love like what's so cool about the NFT market compared to the traditional art market is there's like almost like a playable game aspect to some of this, where it excites you, and it creates so much hype around these drops. I just love the concept of it. It like really merges like technology today and what's possible with art. And that's what's so cool about the NFT space, is like we see people using the blockchain and the mechanisms of these websites and marketplaces to create a deeper story with their art.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's awesome.
I'm with you, man. Gameplay is one of my favorites, and I think the artists who are 2 things. 1, creative, right? Bringing new ways to conceptualize, but then also clear, right? So it's creative and clear. It's like, oh, that's a neat concept of gameplay, and it's also clear how I can participate, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if it's hard to solve, just at least like be clear about how you approach the problem, and then how you submit the answer or the pairing or the trio or whatever. But creative and clear, that would be my like 2-word combo for what excites me the most.
Yeah, I think that hits a really good point. There's many routes to take in the creative aspect, but if it's not clear to the consumer, to the buyer, and it's overcomplicated in some way, I think it takes away from the story a little bit rather than adds to it. So it has to be executed well. And that's something I've been working on a project with Crayon 4D. We have a very ambitious project that we just submitted to an unnamed marketplace. And
alpha leaks.
Yep. Part of the issue or problem that we were working on with that is we wanted to create a really deep narrative in that. We wanted it to, like, a lot of my art that I create personally is very intuitive. I'll sit down and kind of just like let my mind bleed out onto the digital canvas and what have you. But we wanted to tell a story with this one. We wanted it to be something more than just some pretty art that you can look at. And we had a lot of ideas. It took almost 4 months for us to brainstorm, spitball, and really carve out exactly what we're trying to do. And one of the biggest issues was we want this to be understandable and comprehensible when you look at it and when you read it and what it's about. We want it to be, 3 Twitter posts in a thread and you understand the concept like that. Mm-hmm. And to be able to do that and also have it be impactful and powerful in the storytelling, I think is really hard. So I love when artists do that. It takes a lot of thoughtfulness to really pull off the execution. So I think, Justin Roiland, that's a little bit more simple the way he did it. But we see, Pac, kind of the mastermind behind that concept of being able to dude must be a robot or something. I don't know.
He's definitely it's like the equivalent of quant computing, to everybody else. I mean, and he's still teasing something grand and crazy, right? He's still out there dropping hints, and I don't know what. I feel like he will break NFTs soon once he gets around to talking about what he's really doing.
I feel like he has the next decade of his art already planned out. He's he'll tweet something I'll go back on his Twitter 6 months ago, hinting at something that makes sense only now.
And that's why he's a legend.
Exactly. To have that much foresight and that much patience and also confidence in what he's doing, I think is one of the reasons why he's one of the top sellers in the whole game.
Couldn't agree more. We got Chow the Dude. Hey guys, what's going on?
What up, dude? Thanks for swinging through. Great artist.
Yeah. Wait, who is that? Is that Chewy?
I believe so.
Yeah.
If you're not Chewy, then maybe you're not a great artist. Sorry. But if you are Chewy, you're a great artist. And what's up, dude?
What's going on?
What's up, dude? It's Chewy.
Well, shout outs. If I'm not mistaken, Chewy, Super Rare, right? You're dropping your Inception piece on Super Rare, I believe.
He just did.
Just did?
He just did. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Let's get that plug in there while we're giving plugs.
Yeah, I haven't been super on Super Rare this week, but if there's no bids on that yet, it's a good one to pick up. Yeah, we got a bid of 0.5 right now. That's it. Chewy, I'm very bullish on you. I think you're going to go really far in this space and have very unique and awesome aesthetic. Collectors out there watching this, go snake that up while you can.
I tried hard. I found Chewy recently on Maker's Place, and I tried hard to get a piece that I just absolutely was over the moon for. And Y Kyman, shout out. Y Kyman's a good dude. If it's going to go to anybody, it's got to be him. But he got the best of me, so I am still over. But definitely seeing what that dude is doing.
Yeah, super tight stuff.
By the way, breaking news on the Nifty Gateway activity feed. Parrott, do you recall the Yachty coin?
I sure do.
Yeah, sold for $16,050 to West Coast Bill. My friend, there is now a $5 global bid in on the Yachty coin. It never fails, Parrott. It never fails. There's lowball bids, there's lowball bids, and then they're the
borderline insulting lowball bids.
They're hoping that not only do you 0.1% misclick, but I believe it takes 2 clicks to confirm. So they're hoping that you 0.1% misclick and then 0.1% misclick again. And then you get the Yachty coin for $5.
I mean, hey, it's a 1 in a million shot, but can't say it never happens. I saw someone accidentally sell some Decentraland for super.
Well, Parrott, we lost them. We lost Parrott. It is top of the hour. It is 5 o'clock. Oh, Parrott's coming back. Is he back? Are you back?
Now I'm back.
There he is.
My bad.
He's back.
I saw someone sell some Decentraland for really, really cheap on accident, but I think just missing a decimal point in their sale or on their active bid. And it happens, all it takes is one click to lose a lot of money in this space.
A lot of money.
Clicks on Nifty, I guess.
It may have happened the other day relative to the cheap Pox piece, the cheap number 1. It was posted for absurdly, like it was posted as if it was number 137, not number 1. You know what I mean? And it sold like that. And it's probably worth 10x what it was sold for. Unfortunately, hey, you're right though. Misclicks happen, misdecimals happen. Everyone be careful out there. I'm giving my public service announcement for a second consecutive week. I think I said this last week, but if you are a collector and you have a lot of NFTs, please, everything's heating up. Everything's getting crazy. Go back to your old NFTs and reset prices. If you have something listed and you're forgetting, like public service announcement, don't let it happen to you. It's happened to me before.
Yeah. Riffing off of that real quick, NBA Top Shot. I think I want to talk about that a little bit. I don't watch basketball. I'm not into basketball, but I'm so bullish on NBA Top Shot because so many people are so into basketball, and it's backed by the NBA. And some top NBA players invested their own money into this. If NBA Top Shot fails, it's going to look really bad for the NBA as a whole. So I don't think they're going to let it fail. Half of the volume, total volume of sales on an NBA Top Shot happened in the past week, I believe. They're still in beta. I still think it's a great, great time to get in there. It's going to be one of the contributing factors, I think, of bringing NFTs mainstream. I put some of my rare cards I got early up for sale. Forgot what I listed them for. Sold one for $600 last week or 2 weeks ago. Sold another one an hour later for $100 I had listed, and then immediately
the 600 was Joel Embiid.
I forget. I can check really quick, but yeah, I just saw that heating up. Took everything I had listed off. I'm gonna let that simmer for a little bit. Let's see which one sold.
And a lot of money says
it was Joel Embiid.
Yeah. I mean, that's my guy. Right. I'm a Philadelphia fan.
The volume is Pranksy. I believe it, bro.
It is. That dude is crushing. He's buying whole collections for hundreds of thousands of dollars and just crushing out there. By the way,
let my collection go for $100,000, Pranksy. If you're watching this, hit me up.
Pranksy, get in here. By the way, not a joke, a real fun one just came through on the Nifty activity feed, since that seems to be, I don't know, my fun game for the day. Illustrator checking in and buying Ferocious, the Moving On Open Edition 192 out of 192. So that fun, the second most valuable edition typically to the number 1 edition, of course, chiming in with $3,333 for number 192.
Yeah, Ferocious has a bunch of stuff on Nifty that I think is a great deal right now. Even some stuff on OpenSea from their meme drop. You can get some Ferocious pieces for relatively cheap. I can't speak on any details, but I have been hanging out with Ferocious a lot lately, and they're going places more than they are right now. Like, everyone's going to be mind blown about what's coming up in the next year for Ferocious, and buying Ferocious piece for any price right now on the market you can't go wrong. I promise you that. I can't say anything, but there's multiple huge movements with Ferocious that are in the works right now.
Alpha Leaks, Parrott. That's why people come here. Origin Stories, Alpha Leaks. Let's go.
Yeah.
Chewy says he was glad to get a Moving On piece. I was too. I picked one up on the secondary market. I think it's, I agree with Parrott. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I get the sense that maybe things can only go up from here.
Bigger than anything we've seen so far in the NFT space. I'll just say that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's like that?
It's like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's where we tie it up for today.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys. Go pick up those FIBO pieces while you can.
And by the way, just to whip through what we covered today. Anyone joining us late that may have missed the beginning, if any of this sounds fun to you, go back and check it out. We talked about the Fuck Render interview with Origin Stories that we dropped this week. While we're on that subject, Philip Hodas interview goes out next Tuesday. Cannot wait to release that. Great guy. By the way, his piece Space Station in the final hours of its auction on Super Rare. We shouted out Giannis's Fuck Render Inception piece on Super Rare that I missed in that interview. We talked about the secondary market of Nifty Gateway heating up. We saw it with Fuck Renders Repressed. We saw it with Beeple's Politics is Bullshit. We saw it with Tommy Wilson's basically everything he's ever done getting scooped this morning by Max Stealth and a shout out to those guys. We talked about Natalie asking about buying old Nifty Gateway drops, ran down some hot names from the early days of Nifty Gateway that are picking up some traction again. We talked about the earth-shattering Justin Roiland drop, co-creator of Rick and Morty, absolutely crushed. We talked about the crazy auction that sold for over $290,000 within that drop. We talked about the Bill Ellis drop tonight. If anyone is crazy enough to go get everything, Bill will drink a bottle of whiskey with you on Zoom. So someone out there, please make that happen so I can watch it happen. Get all 9 sculptures, but leave one in the process and leave one for Parrott too, please. We talked about this man right here. Parrott has incredible things cooking. Parrott, you want to show that? Can you show that?
We'll show this one more time.
Chewy, have a great day, man. Yeah, show that one more time. Whoo! Something's up. Up.
Just something brewing, you know?
They're testing some things out.
Just testing some things out.
I don't know what's going on. We talked a lot about a lot of money. He has an auction going on right now with Sushinobi. Shout out to them. Rare Boards Dark Tournament. Hey everybody, Rare Boards Dark Tournament. It's coming up. We're gonna do a little cross promo with Origin Stories. Yes, both of yours truly will be slinging some darts soon, and I think we did it. Really
happy to be able to do this with you, Roger. I love chatting about what's going on and looking at all this incredible art and shit that's happening every day in this space. It's awesome.
Man, I agree. And Parrott, thrilled to be doing this with you. And I need everyone to know we're bringing fire to this space. I'm all bulled up now, you know. I'm on the Origin Stories high, but we have so many fun interviews planned, so many more live streams. That special feeling we talked about in crypto art that goes on every day on Twitter. Like, I think it's mutual that we aim to cultivate that here and be stewards of that here. And yeah, again, did I mention there are surprises coming? We're going to be releasing some stuff and doing some things.
We got some plans in the work besides just interviews.
Alpha Leaks.
Oh,
Chewy, very kind, very bullish in the RD Parrott movement. Appreciate you. Euphoria says, go get it. Appreciate you. Freight Train sends fire. Appreciate you. Natalie's got to go back and watch the beginning, join halfway through. Appreciate you. A lot of money. Everybody, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. And we'll see you Tuesday morning. You're going to be doing the Hodas interview. And next Thursday at this time, we'll be coming back and doing a live stream and chatting about what went on in the week of crypto art.
All right. See you, Parrott.
All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.